creator favorite is back. It's HypeHype's Next Level Jam 2. Remix a new level for your favorite hype for a chance to win one of 10 prizes. Make one remix or many. There are prizes for single hypes and playlists. Submit your remixes by the jam deadline on May 12, 2022. What are you waiting for? Create your next level remix today. What is happening, everybody? Welcome to the HypeHype Live. I am Shogun, your host. Today we are doing a live remix for the Next Level Jam. But as always, I am here to answer your editor questions and check out some of your stuff if you would like me to. So I'm going to jump into the editor and work on some Next Level remixes. But really, at any point, please feel free to ask some questions, and I will do my best to answer them for you. What is going on, everybody in the chat? I see that's a long name. I'm going to call you Zion. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for showing up today. I appreciate it. And we have Unknown Nun, T-Box, Sam, Sagan. Over here, we've got Fred Wolf, JKT, Cartersville. What's going on? Saitama. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for being here today. I think we don't have any, usually we have something, you know, that there are people looking forward to, so I don't want to jump into the program right away, but today we're just remixing. So I'm going to go ahead right away and we're going to jump into the editor and I'm going to work on a next level remix. So, I think what we're going to do is, if you were here last week, you saw me do this mini golf, single hole of mini golf. I'm going to try and make some more of these. My goal in the end is to have, I was about to say 9 while I was holding up 5 fingers. So 9 holes, which is half of course in golf. So yeah, my plan is to have 9 total holes. We'll see how many we can do here in the next 2 hours, especially if I'm taking breaks to answer questions. Probably not going to make 9. Although this particular template is quite easy to remix. So I think we'll be able to make a few. Okay, so let's do it. So first, let's look at this one that I have already made. I've added some elements here. Actually, first, let's look at the original template from Potato Chan. So this is the template. Very simple, the template here. Obviously, like a super easy golf hole, but also you can see here there's not really a whole lot of decoration going on. Not a lot of environment details. It's just the basics of shooting a ball into a hole. 𝗝cie, what's going on? Good to see you. Good morning. I don't know where you are, but I'm assuming it's quite early in the day for you. So yeah, so that was the original hype that I'm remixing more levels for. Of course, Potato Chan's already done a bunch of levels for this, and when we look at the remix list here, we can see that there's a number of remixes of this particular template. It seems like most of them aren't doing a whole lot with it. We have a little creative one here. I don't want to look too much, though, at other people's remixes because I don't want to be too influenced in the type of holes that I'm going to create here. So this is the first one I did. So you can see right away I've added some environment details, and I've added a bit more than was here last week when I was working on this. So there's kind of this little stream that goes between the 2 holes. There's, in the background here, some rocks, some trees. And I've been using these voxel assets. I think those are pretty cool. And they fit this theme pretty well. So there's a handful of things I want to do here before we move on to another remix of this. And one is I want to reposition this a little bit. And then it looks like I'm going to need to reposition that grass a little bit too. But I didn't like the way that was kind of going uh, into the area of the hole there. So now we need to move this as well so that it's not covering the water. And then, ooh, see, okay, this is going to be, okay, that's good. And then this up here is going to now be a little off. So we're just going to, let's turn the snapping off. Just going to move this over a little bit, and then we're going to need to duplicate one of these walls on the other side to kind of fill in that little gap that it left. Boom, there we go. Okay, so now I've adjusted the stream a little bit. It feels a little bit nicer to me. And that's actually all I was going to do on this one. So I'm going to go ahead and hit save. I can see I have a typo there. Oh, it's not a typo. I'm out of characters. So I think we're just going to get rid of the links there. And this is going to be Shady Creek is the name of my golf course. What kind of color do you like? What kind of color do you like? I like lots of colors. I'm a big fan of colors. I would say if I had a favorite color, it's hard to pick. Lately, though, I'm a big fan of pink. I think pink is an awesome color. Very pigeonholed color. Pink does not get the respect that it deserves. Nathan, of course you can ask something. Please do ask me something. I love to answer questions, so I hope that I have an answer for you. Anyway, while you're writing your question, I'm going to go ahead and save this draft. And then, because I want to kind of stick with my theme, I am going to remix my own remix. So let's hit remix on this. All right. And now we can develop a new hole. And kind of what I would kind of like to do with this is kind of use this area that we've already created in the next hole. So it's, you know, like maybe the next hole is going to be over here. But then, of course, you would be able to see it in the background on the first hole. So maybe they need to be a little bit farther away. But I'm definitely going to kind of be reusing these elements. So I guess the first thing I'm going to do is develop my hole. I'm going to also, for now, I'm just going to make this particular tile set smaller because we'll determine later exactly where we want this to be. Right now, I just want to move it out of the way. Nathan, I'm not sure I understand the question. What can't you play? Of course, HypeHype consists of many games created by not just us here at HypeHype Inc., but by everybody that's using HypeHype. Anybody can create a game. That's kind of what we do here on the stream is kind of help people out so that they can create their own games, which, of course, does mean that some of the games that you're going to come across while you're flipping through the feed, you know, might not be complete, might not be made by somebody who necessarily thinks of all the different aspects that go into game developments. So I would say if you're trying to play a game and it's not working, you can't figure it out, you're having problems with it, of course, you can leave a comment on the game for the creator. The creator will see that, and they will take your feedback. Of course, different people react to feedback differently, so I can't promise that everybody is going to take constructive criticism to heart. But the good creators usually do, because that's how they become good creators, by taking feedback and critiques and then learning from that to become better at making games. Okay, so now I got to think what the next hole I'm going to make is going to be. And I'm thinking it's going to have some sort of, it's going to have some sort of like skinny section you have to go to. So it's going to start wide. It's going to go down to a skinny section that you need to get through. And I'm kind of thinking, I don't know if I want to jump to this already, but I'm thinking that the start's going to be elevated and you need to get it to some sort of down ramp to get to the area where the pin is going to be. So, but I think I'm going to save that for a later hole. And this first one was already a par 5, so I think I want to make the next one a little easier. You know, par 3, maybe par 4. So I think we're going to do something a little more simple. We are at this point, I'm going to get rid of that because we've already seen it now on 2 levels. Hopefully you understand by this point that you can swipe to rotate. For now, I'm going to get rid of this ramp. And I'm going to get rid of this piece. And I think what we're going to do is I am going to kind of reuse some of this a little bit. So let's paint here. Oh, that's not, I wanted to select the fence, not the, I want the fence. There we go. Let's erase some of that fence for now. Now we can go here. I'm going to fill some of this in. And then I'm going to take some of it away. That was maybe a little too much taken away. And actually, I kind of want this to be in the middle a little bit. So we'll do it like this, like this. And then let's see how the fence is going to play with this. Oh, it's too skinny for the fence. We need to go this way in order for that to connect nicely. And I think maybe we want to go out one more. Oops. And then maybe up one more as well. Okay, that's kind of what I had in mind. So this is the starting ball position. And I really wanted to make that skinnier than that. It can't go any skinnier than that, though, can it? No, it can't. The squares are too big. I can't make one that goes like that. It won't let me. Maybe I need to come up with my own obstacle here. Another question. When you create a game, is it auto-recommended? So I guess you mean, is it automatically put to the For You feed, basically? And I can't speak to the exact specificities. That's not a word. I'm just making stuff up now. But yeah, I don't know exactly how it works. But essentially, yes, you put out a game, it will be shown to a few people, and then based on how they react, it might be shown to more people. Is the basic concept of how content is distributed through the For You feed. So I would say if you want to help the visibility of your hype, definitely, share it with your friends, get your friends and family, anybody you know that's playing HypeHype, get them to play your game, leave comments, leave likes, shares, all that kind of stuff. In HypeHype, of course, playtime, the more time people spend with your game, that's a signal to the algorithm that people are enjoying your game. There's some comments here getting cut off. Why is these getting cut off? Let's do this. Ya boy, I am seeing your comments, and thank you for being a fan of the game. Appreciate it. I've not played Roblox, so I don't know what Roblox is like. Okay. So, whoops, I'm still in paint mode here. Okay, so I think we're going to probably use some objects in there, maybe some more of those voxel rocks to make this lane here a little skinnier. But I'm going to worry about that later. For now, let's paint out the rest of this piece. I'm going to move this tree out of the way. First of all, this one, we're not using this at all anymore. Let's just get rid of that. Yep, and then the same with the fence. We're not using that piece of the fence anymore. Let's get rid of that. This mushroom guy, we don't really need this mushroom guy. I'm just going to put him over there as a decoration. All right, and then this is going to open back up. And I think we're probably going to want to make this going a little bit further. And then that. Yep. Like that. Yeah, all right. And then we need to fix this a little bit. Like boom, boom. And then up top here, boom. There we go. This guy we can hide. Let's hide him. And let's grab our flag here. And we're going to put it, I think, maybe around like that. Let's see how this plays. So I think maybe, actually, I'm not really a fan of how you need to turn the camera there. I might redo the orientation of this. But that's a pretty easy hole, which is kind of what I was looking for. The last one was pretty difficult. Well, it wasn't difficult, but it could take a lot of strokes. I'm gonna maybe move this to the center a little bit more. And then I guess we could just move the camera some, but I didn't really think about that camera starting position when I started this. So now I think I might end up just redoing a whole mess of this right here, so that the hole goes this way instead of this way. Luckily, with these tile maps, that will not take us long at all. So just gonna deleteify this tile map. Okay. And then we're going to deleteify this fence. And then actually, I think I'm going to draw the fence first, since I have to be conscious of how thick I can make that lane, like that. Oh, I thought I had erased there. There we go. Okay. Now this starting area is a little bit bigger than it was before. I don't think that's really a problem. So I'm not going to worry about that too much. Let's move this tree stump out of the way. And now we're going to definitely need to move this whole wall section. And I actually think I want to move it to behind. So we're going to take this way. Yeah, that's cool. Can dig it. I do want to flatten out this side of it because that's going to go with my rock or with my, yeah, like I said, it is a rock wall, isn't it? It's stone bricks or something like that. Okay, we got that's nice and even now. Move that out of the way. Now this, doop, boop, 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 boop. Okay, that's all of them. Moving them this way. I do think I'm going to flip this, though, because I want that. Oh, it's already nicely lined up. Perfect. Perfect. All right. That's what I was looking for there. Let's move this tree a little bit more this way. Let's move this tree a little bit out of the way. And actually, I think I want to move this way a little bit more. Let's see how this is going to fit in here. And I'm actually thinking maybe this middle section could be a bridge. It might be a little more interesting than just having it be, well, like it is there. So this is going to go through like that, okay? And that means this guy needs to come over to there. And the one that we see through it needs to come over here. There we go. Okay, I'm going to worry about that grass later. Let's finish painting this out, and then this is going to go this way. Okay, that's probably far enough. All right, and we're starting from this angle. Now let's paint out the rest of this. So we're going to go from like there to there, and then up like this. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. Kind of like finger painting. Yeah, it is. It's totally like finger painting. Oops, wrong map. There we go. Boop, 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 bloop, bloop. I think we need to go one more that way. Yes. So here we're going to erase these and then fill these in. Nice. Let's bring our pin back over there. It was on the left side. Our starting ball position was on the right side. We got a mushroom there. Let's duplicate. Let's get another mushroom up here. I wonder how much of a pain that's going to be. So it's just off enough that you can't shoot through there. And I'm wondering if I should change that so that there is like a slight chance that you could get a hole in one here. Because right now there's none. Like, you're definitely bouncing off the wall depending on how you hit the ball. Or we could bring the pin to the other side so you could try and ricochet it for a hole in one. I think that's a little more interesting. PT in the house. What's up, buddy? Okay, there we go. All right, now let's see if we can get a hole in one here. I'm not going to try forever, but I want to know that it's at least kind of possible. Possible and kind of easy. So I would almost call that a par 2, but I don't think that's a thing that really exists in golf. So I guess we're going to call this one a par 3. So let's go ahead and do that. This was down here, par number. We're going to change that to 3. Boop, boop, boop. Let's reset the view. Okay. Now we're going to do some decoration action here. So first up, we want to get this grass tile. We want to get, actually, let's move it first. We want to get the grass tile into a position where it straddles the water. I think it's going to maybe be around there. Looks good. Now, whoops. Now, oops. Let me select the grass. Select the grass. Oh, what are you doing to me? There we go. Okay, so now we're going to paint that as well. We want to get rid of any piece that is in the water. Okay, and now we also want to fill in, whoops, just fill in some grass here. Now I'm just kind of like tapping around. I don't want to have too much connecting tiles of grass. So you'll see like here, if I just slide down and I have a whole connecting tile of grass there, it's kind of cool. But if I was to do this a lot, like you would very quickly start to be able to see how it's kind of like tiling. So I like to be kind of sparse with my grass placement. It's just there to kind of break up the solid color of the ground. Give it a little bit of definition. Okay, so let's take a look at what we got here. Okay, we can rotate. And I'm noticing now that this tile map is not flush with the ground. Okay, it is. That's just the shadow that's making it look that way. Okay. But now here's this. I definitely want to do this. So we're going to make this a bridge now instead of just a path. So we're going to take that away. We're going to look in the assets here. We want like a wood, something made out of wood that we can turn into a nice bridge. We only want to see visuals here. Oh, that wooden pallet's kind of nice. That's new, too. These fences are not bad either. If there was one that didn't have the points at the top so that it was just, yeah, like this one. It's still kind of uneven at the top, though. I think we're going to try and use this pallet. Oh, it's quite small. And actually, there's a lot more space between the slats than I would care for. So, never mind. Not doing that. 19, greetings. Ryan, hello. Welcome to the stream. Good to see you. Yeah, this is now PT. This is now hole 2. So this one's going to be in addition to the one that I was doing last week. And I guess here we're going to take one of these more simple ones. Wild scaffolding it looks really uneven though. I don't think that one's going to be good because we do want it to at least appear flat. The pier here, this is probably going to be good. Nice size. Let's get it nice and flush with the ground because we don't want you to get stuck on it. Okay. So we're just going to scale it up a little bit this way and a little bit this way. So actually, let's make those go into the ground. That's better. And then these are going to be the wood. And these ones will make this darker wood. Now, of course, it looks like your golf ball is going to just bounce across that because of those pieces. But let's see what happens. Oops, it has no physics. It's amazing how often I do that. At least it was just one object, and I didn't build like a whole structure and then realize that none of it has physics, because I've done that before too. Okay, goes across it pretty smoothly. Oh, it did get a little bit of a bounce there. Did that come from the bridge, or did that come from the bounce off the wall? Maybe it was just the bounce off the wall. Didn't do it that time. It did it again there, though. So there is some sort of little lip there. Thinking what the best way would be to fix that. One option might be to use an invisible object as the collision, because it's kind of hard with this one because there's different levels here. It's a little difficult to tell exactly where the collision model of this particular object is. So it might be easier to get an even transition there if I use just a flat object. But I'm going to also, maybe we can just dial back on this a little bit and see if we can even that out. Yeah, it's bumping up there. Okay, so it's still a little low. Whoops, didn't hit it hard enough. It's still a tiny, tiny, tiny little bump there. Are we going to be able to get rid of that? That was not bad. Oops, it's not hard enough. I'm trying to make it go like pretty slow across that bump so I can clearly see how much it's bumping up when it hits that level, which of course is a little difficult here. Okay, still a tiny little bump up there as we're exiting the bridge. I think it's still bumped a little bit. This is why playtesting is important. Really? What if maybe that's the piece. What if we make this 2.4? What was it? I don't know what it was before. There was a little bit of a bounce there. Oh, okay. That looked nice. Okay, I think we got it. Maybe bounced a little bit. But I think we can live with that. Still can get a hole in one. I think we're going to live with that. Okay. 𝗝cie, I do not play Roblox. I play HypeHype. That's what we're playing right now. Okay, so I got my bridge. Oh, now we can see, though, how far this is into the ground. Can we raise this up just a little bit? That's not bad. I can live with that. Okay, so now we're gonna just kind of rearrange some elements. Whoops, not like that. Rearrange some elements in the background here. That's good. That's good. Let's bring these rocks over. Okay. Question from PT Jones. Are you familiar with the 2 to 4 decoder node? I've noticed a few hypes using it, but I'm having trouble understanding it. Was wondering if you could later on kindly go over it. We don't have to wait till later on, PT. I'm happy to go over it right now. And no problem on the typo. No problem at all. Let me save this particular hype. Let's get a nice view of it there for the thumbnail. Actually, we can just go to play for the thumbnail. We want to get thumbnail. Boom. We're going to save this draft. This is going to be Shady Creek Hole 2. I might actually end up also just like reorganizing the order of these holes, but that'll come later once I have 9. I did it again. I held up 5 fingers and I said 9. Like I have 9 fingers on one hand. What am I thinking? All right. So 2 to 4 decoder. 2 to 4 decoder seems really complicated, but once you kind of understand it, it's pretty simple. So do we have any in here? There probably is. I don't know. I'm not going to try and figure out some potato channel logic. I'm just going to show you the thing. So let's grab a 2 to 4 decoder here. So essentially what the 2 to 4 decoder does is you have 2 inputs, value A, value B. And for the 2 to 4 decoder, it's essentially binary. So you're looking for 0 or 1. I'm not exactly sure, but I think basically any value that's not 0, the 2 to 4 decoder would basically treat as a 1. Because it's only looking, it's a binary, it's like a toggle, it's an on-off type situation. So essentially you have 2 different values, and then you have 4 potential outputs based on those 2 different values. So essentially, let's say, so I think one of the places where I know this is used, where I have used it, is with a playable character. You want to determine whether or not the playable character can jump, right? So, well, that's a 1. So, sorry, I need to think about this for a second. I'm getting ahead of myself in my brain. So let's say we want to control animations on the playable character, right? So we have run animation and jump animation. But if we say we're only looking at whether or not the character is moving for the run animation, then that means when he's jumping, he's still going to be doing the run animation. Whereas, I mean, and then the jump is, I think you probably understand how the jump works. Like, it's detecting the ground. If you're off the ground, it's not going to let you jump, right? So what the 2 to 4 decoder can do is combine those 2 things. So you're looking at whether or not the player is on the ground and whether or not the player is moving. So you'll have, let's say, value A is whether or not the player is on the ground. Value B is whether or not the player is moving. If the player is not on the ground, So value A is, we'll say 1 in this case. 1 is on the ground, 0 is off the ground in this example. So player's on the ground, value A is 1. Player is moving, value B is 1. Player's not moving, value B is 0. So you have on the ground 1, player moving 1. So that means both are on. And so we would put the both on to our running animation. So now you would say, is the player off of the ground? 0. If the player is off of the ground, it doesn't really matter whether B is on or off, whether you're moving forward or you're just jumping straight up. If the player is off the ground, you want that jump animation. So you would have, we're going to say off the ground is, I think I did. Probably should have done that the other way. God, I'm confusing myself. I probably should actually make something here. This would make it easier to explain. But essentially, so my example here is bad. It's too complicated. It was just the first one that came to my mind. But essentially, you can look at two variables. Are they both on? Are they both off? Or is one on, one off? And then you can send out 4 different outputs based on those results. So trying to think of this more simply without giving numeral examples in this case. So both off means we would say player is on the ground and not moving. Both off is now an idle animation. Value A on, that means player's in the air, jumping animation. Value B on, just value B, which means that A is off. Same with the A. Value A is on, that means B is off. So if just B is on, that means you're moving, but you're on the ground? Yes. Moving on the ground, again, run animation. Off the ground, jump animation. Both off, moving and off the ground, jump animation again. So you would have one output that's sending idle animation. You have 2 outputs that's sending jump animation and 1 output that's sending a run animation. I think I explained that incorrectly. It is like a logic gate, yeah, but it's comparing 2 numbers instead of just 1. So you can kind of think of it that way. Like if we went in here and we had a compare and then we had another compare. But this one would get way more complicated because you would then need to, still with a compare and a compare, you still only have 2. You're getting 1 input, 1 output, right? Based on the value that the input is getting. So even with 2 compares, you're still only getting 2 outputs. So if you wanted to match the 2 to 4 decoder, you would need I think a second layer of compares here. So it would be like, where did those go? I guess they didn't. There we go. So you would have like the first compare doing 1 check and then going to the second compare to do the second check. And again, you might get in situations here where this doesn't fully cover what this can do. And it would be much more complicated to set up. I'm trying to think of a simple example for this, but nothing's really coming to my mind immediately. I hope did that make any sense, PT? Did that help you at all? Because we can keep looking at this. We can actually go and look at, let's just do it real quick. I'm just going to delete this. I'm going to go to the assets. We'll go to pre-mades here. And we will pick up a playable character that can jump. Jump and stomp. He can jump. So he's probably got a 2 to 4 decoder in there. So player stomper, we're going to edit that. And there's our 2 to 4 decoder. So what is this one doing? Because this one is not controlling only one of these is outputting an animation. So this is then outputting to some compares, which are, because this one has a second layer. So it's like, is the character moving? Yes. Then it outputs to this compare, which is how fast is the character moving. Because if he's moving slow, he gets the walk animation. If he's moving fast, he gets the run animation. And then I think this one is doing something similar. So yeah, this is run, this is jog. What's this one doing? This is walk. It's also changing the speed, and this one is then just changing the speed back. I mean, yes, PT, I think that's the use for it that I'm personally most familiar with. But I think that you could come up with lots of different situations where that might be handy, where you want to have some outputs based on two different inputs. I actually used to do, before we had the switch, I would sometimes use the 2 to 4 decoder to do some randomization. So you could put 2 random number generators into value A and value B, and then you have 4 possible outcomes from that. So I used that a couple of times, I think, to do like player sounds. Like when a player gets damaged, I have like 4 different oof sounds. And then it would just randomize which one it played through the 2 to 4 decoder. Not necessarily the intended purpose. And of course, now we have the switch filter, much better for that purpose. But back before we had the switch filter, it was a kind of easy way to do some randomization. So that's the other thing I've personally used it for. I'm sure there's people smarter than me that could use it to really get into some shenanigans. Cyrus, hello. Kit Gaming. Oh my God. Yes, indeed. Oh my God. All right. Now let's delete this, because now I've added some extra stuff to this that I don't want. Let's show these. I'm going to just delete all of these. Actually, I think I'm using that drag and turn. Right? Because that's what's doing this. Okay, so let us continue this level. I think this one here, we're just going to get rid of that. We don't need a second layer to that. I had another tree here. Yes, that was at the level of this elevated area. Now I just want to kind of see what I can see when I look around here. So we got, there's our area there. Maybe want to move one of these big rocks to over there. Let's just duplicate this one. Move it here and to there. I didn't really like seeing the edge of that wall. And actually, then we can delete that. Yes. Yes. Very good. Let's get rid of that. Thank you. Yeah, let's bring some of this over here. Just kind of moving these elements around so that they're positioned nicely for our level. Now, do I see, if I look around this way, can I see the end of that stream? If we go over to this side, yes, can clearly see the end of that stream. So I'm going to have it wrap around the back of this rock, just so that it just goes out of view without being just obviously ending. Oops. Bling. Let's restart that. I didn't want to get a hole in one there. Okay, now, yes, it goes around the edge. Cool. And then this way. All right, I'm feeling okay about this. I think we can still kind of see the seam on that tile map. I'm not going to be too worried about that. Josh Parker, hello. Kyrie, welcome. Okay, so let's save this one. Save as draft. Let's start another one. All right, I'm definitely not going to do 8 of these today because I've done 1 so far. We're almost halfway through the stream already. Of course, I fumbled my way through that 2 to 4 decoder explanation, so haven't been building the whole time. Now we're going to remix this one. And what are we going to do this time? Okay, so again, I'm going to just get rid of some of this so we can move this creek out of the way. Now, I think because time is so time's not really short yet, but it does seem like I'm not going to be able to do quite as many of these as I was thinking I would be able to do. So I think the next one I'm going to do is the one where I had the idea that it would start elevated and then you would have some ramps going down to get to the hole. So to do that, I kind of like that bridge. I might try and use the bridge again because the bridge was nice. But we want to start elevated. So let's maybe bring the bridge over here. Just leave it there for now. Probably place it a little bit better later. Let's in our, oops, wrong one, fence. Let's get rid of this. We actually want to get rid of all of this. Put one, paint one there, erase one there and there for now. Okay, and then here we're going to duplicate this. We're going to bring it up. I would like it to be more elevated than that. I think we're going to use actually a different tile map here. PT, if you got another question, dude, like, please go for it. And thank you for the rose, Sky. Appreciated. Thank you. All right, so let's get rid of this one. Let's go here and search our tile maps. Or is it tile map? Really? You're not finding a tile map for me. Okay, there we go. That's better. So I think I really like this one with the grass, but I've already kind of used that to represent rough. So I think I might try this blocky hills. I do want one that's even taller than that, though. I do want kind of the taller one here. So maybe the rocky wall tile set here might work. Color-wise, it's going to be a little wonky. Let's see how this goes. So first, we're going to erase this old tile map. Okay. Let's move this a little bit closer. I don't want this to be a super long hole. All right, and let's move this as high as it can go, which is about there. I'm going to move this out of the way so we don't bury it when we paint out this tile map. Okay. And let's check the colors here. No. No, this should be gray. Whoops. Gray. Grass. There we go. And then what about this one? Also grass. Maybe do we have a slightly darker grass? There we go. Okay. So from there, let's bring up our builder panel. We got the smooth ramp. We got the big ramp. We got the small ramp. We have the quarter ramp. I think let's try the smooth ramp here. This one might be about what we're looking for. Okay, so now the one downside of this is, of course, we have this border on this tile map to contend with. Whoops. Because, of course, we need this to stay. I guess we're just going to have to pretend that we go over the rocks there. Because I really don't want those fighting. And if we raise it up too high, it's going to create that bump, you know, that I took a couple of minutes working out on the last one. Zoid says, looks cool. Thank you. Thank you. Irfan says, seems like an interesting game. Never heard of it before. Awesome. Thank you very much. This game that I'm playing right now is called HypeHype. It is a game where you can create your own games on a mobile phone or tablet. We are currently in early access. You can get HypeHype if you live in Finland or the Philippines. You can just download it from the Apple App Store, the Google Play Store. If you are not in either of those two countries, you can still get access at hypehype.com. Fill out the short application form to join our early access, and it usually takes about 1 to 2 days to process those applications and get you in. Okay, so question from PT, and then I see also a question from Ryan. I'm currently working on an ambitious hype and would love your feedback on it. It's still WIP, work in progress. So expect bugs and missing elements like sounds. I was wondering if you could play each mini game and tell me your overall feelings towards it, such as, is each mini game objective clear? Are they enjoyable? Are the controls okay? Awesome. So we're gonna check out some in progress stuff here and give some feedback to PT Jones. Definitely. Let's check out what Ryan's question is just before I jump into that. Ryan says, you have any recommended hypes? I still couldn't find a hype to remix for this jam. So first, let's save this draft because we are going to be leaving the editor here for a moment. I didn't change the name, but that's cool because this hole is not finished yet. So we got a draft there. We are going to go and find, first I'm just going to address Ryan's question. There was, of course, is it here? No, we don't have a banner for it. Is there one here? No, we don't have a banner for it. Well, on the wiki page, whoops, there is a few hypes, a few suggested hypes for remixing. Most of them are pretty easy to remix, like this one that I'm remixing right now. If you want something outside of those hypes to remix, I guess outside of those hypes, I would start looking at stuff where I'm not thinking about how easy it is to remix, but how maybe a game that could use more cool levels because it's a cool game. And there's lots of those. But I would say if I'm kind of like maybe a little stuck, I'm not getting some good ideas, definitely, what's going on here? Load that, thank you. We're going to go search here. I definitely take a look at what the creators that I enjoy are doing. Like somebody have something cool that's new that I could remix. Check out all the creators I like. I might go to PT Jones's profile here and be like, yo, I could remix this prop hunt. All right, so I guess I'm going to drafts here, PT. Is it this one or is it in unlisted? Hype Fun Fair. I guess this is it. Whoa. Okay. All right. So we have some sort of carnival here that we're going to. We have the tap to move guy. We have people. Can I talk to this guy? Aha, there we go. I was not in the right position. Now he's saying hello to the back of my head. Want a hot dog? I think I maybe need to earn some tickets before I can buy a hot dog. Oh, no, he just gave it to me. What a nice guy. I'm going to go sit on this bench and eat my hot dog. Oh, that's nice, dude. The X does some really good stuff. All right, and this guy wants to talk to me. Let's go over here. Hello. Want a tour? Sure, give me a tour. All right, so to the left, you'll find the bottle and basket mini games. Sweet. Okay. To the right, you'll find the skee ball and guns mini games. All right. Finally, behind me in the middle, you'll find the gift shop. So I guess the gift shop is whip. Gift shop in under construction. There we go. Yeah, I agree. HypeHype and Soul Spark. This is very nice. Okay. Be sure to play lots of mini games. You'll earn lots of tickets, then spend it all at the gift shop. Okay. All right. That's about all. Enjoy your day. Thanks. Bye. Okay. So, oh, that skateboarder just ran into me. Dude, I don't think you're supposed to be skateboarding in the park. Okay, wild guns. All right, we got a gun here. Is there, oh, I let go to fire. Okay. Is there something in particular I'm supposed to be shooting at? These targets. Obviously. This is a nice scene too, by the way. Oh, more targets. Lots more targets. Oh, I missed that one. Oh. Do I need to shoot this thing to trigger the... Oh! I'm not so good at it. Oh, I'm not gonna get them all. Ah, okay, I get it. So it's like a 2-round situation, and the round's over now. So if I can just go again, and then it's gonna reset me. Oh, I missed that one. Oh, I missed that one. I like that there's a little bit of an arc to the ball as it flies. it gives it a nice little challenge. But yeah, I would say for this particular one, overall it was pretty clear. Of course, I needed to do it once to kind of like aim and then let go to realize that letting go was my fire button. I don't have any ideas immediately offhand how you could communicate that other than just writing it in text, which is not always the nicest way to communicate your game mechanics. But otherwise, I mean, very clear. Well, starting it with that little yellow light maybe wasn't super clear. I did figure it out. It was because there was that flashing light. It was like, all right, I'm going to try and shoot this. But, you know, that could maybe have some sort of like start text or something like that. I might also consider just making that a button. I don't know. But it is kind of nice that you kind of have to figure out how to fire before you can start the game. Boom. Okay, a little slow. I guess that's also like, if you do that, it gets kind of hard to see what you're doing, especially for this one. Like the last time I did it, I had my finger like right over the target there. So I don't know, maybe you want to lock down this. I generally don't think it's a good idea to lock down the joystick, but in this case, it might be worthwhile. Soulspark, it's probably a little difficult. I'm just not that great. Not super good at this one. Okay, so now we're going to go back out of there. That was a cool minigame. Very cool. Dig it. Very much dig it. All right, went the wrong way. Where was the... I missed one. Can I take that ice cream? No. Where was the other game? Oops. That seems like an exit. Yeah. Didn't that homeboy tell me there's 2 games here? Is it here? Skee-Ball. There we go. Okay. Okay, so I assume here I'm just flicking the ball. Yeah. Oh, this is kind of sick. Oh! No. Oh! No. Getting a 10. No, not coming even close. Oh, that's nice. Oh, oh. Yes, 5. Hook it up. $10? No. I think the only feedback, this is really nice. The only feedback I have on this one is it's maybe a little difficult to find the speed. It might be also because I'm playing on a tablet. It might be a little bit easier on the phone where the screen's a little bit smaller. 10. No. But otherwise, this is great. This is Skee-Ball, man. Oh, I missed completely. Can I grab it again? No. At least it didn't break when I managed to not get the ball in. But very cool. I think this one is pretty great. Are you going to build some background around this? Because it's right now, I guess it's just got this gray as maybe a placeholder wall. All right, I guess we're going to go now do baseball game. We're going to throw balls at the bottle. Okay, so I guess this is similar concept here. Boom. Uh-oh. Oh, missed completely. That's going to be the end of this game for me, I guess. Wow. Okay. So what happens if I really... Yeah, it goes up. Okay. There we go. Whoops. This one, it might just be me. It's a little difficult to get those ones on the side. It's really easy to throw it too far to the side. Hey, it said round clear, but that bottle was still standing up. That's a good point, 𝗝cie. The lights around the area there are very nice. Ooh, barely got that one. How many rounds I got here? I'm starting to dial in a little bit on the angle I need to throw to get the edges there. Okay. That's a very cool game. You know, maybe a little easy to throw it too high or too far to the side. You have to kind of have a bit of a light touch on this one. Oh, but now that doesn't count as knocked over. Now it does. Oops. Oh, no username. Sorry, I didn't. I guess you're gone now, but bye. So I was a little focused on these mini games. All right, so there's one more to check out here. Slam it. We got basketball, I guess. Ooh, okay. Okay. There we go. Whoops. Oh, man. This one, I think it might be nice if you could get a little more of an arc on the ball. It's pretty difficult to hit that. At least so far, I'm finding it pretty difficult to hit that, especially when it's up higher. Boom. Okay. Very cool. I like that one too. Currently using raycast to detect the ground. I guess that's with the bottles. You know, one thing you might try with that, it might be a little overly complicated, but you could put some sort of object at the top of the bottle and then track the Y position of that object. And you could say if it falls a certain height below, oh, then it still wouldn't, the way that it dropped like that, that would still count as a fall. Oh, here's an idea. Just going to throw out some ideas here. Oops. That actually, if you saw what I just did there, I was in the game and I wanted to back out, and instead of hitting your custom back button, I hit the actual back button. Luckily, it just brings up the UI. It doesn't like completely bump me out of the game. So not a major thing, but maybe those could be like not quite so close together. But about the bottle thing, I'm thinking you could have some sort of visible detection area that covers the whole plane of where the bottles can be. That's just high enough that if the bottle falls over, it's below the detection area. And then you could use a collision trigger within the bottle to say when you leave that detection area, then it counts as the bottle being knocked over. And then that way, if you have one up high and it drops, sorry, I hit the microphone, it drops down and it's still standing up, it would still be in the detection area. That's my thought. Overall thoughts on this game. Number one, awesome environment here. Awesome selection of games. The one piece of feedback that kind of came to mind is you have 4 games here, and 3 of them have like very similar mechanics to them. You have the throw the skee ball, throw the baseball, throw the basketball, and then you have the shooting game here. Not really a problem per se, because there is definitely variety, but it might be nice if either one of the existing games or maybe you add a new game, it just has like some different mechanics. Is one thing that came to mind. But the environment here is amazing. The concept is amazing. I love that you can come up to these people and buy stuff. That's awesome. Get candy, get some balloons. This guy doesn't want to sell me cotton candy. I guess there's a queue and I'm not waiting for it. Oh, I got tripped up in there, and it somehow managed to knock my guy over. That's interesting. HypeHype says, can you sit on the merry-go-round? I guess this is the entrance to the merry-go-round. Does not appear that we can ride the merry-go-round yet. But yeah, now this guy's totally fallen over. I need to reset this. Crane game for the gift shop? All right, all right. That's nice. But yeah, this is very cool, dude. This is awesome. Oh, this guy dropped his ice cream. It would be cool if I could go here and buy ice cream and then take it to that guy that dropped his ice cream. Like, here's a new ice cream for you, buddy. That's like a garbage can. I really like that. And the bathroom. That's nice, too. It'd be sweet if I could go to the bathroom. Just thinking all kinds of little details you could put in here. But yeah, and I mean, this is something, dude, that you could, you know, you could finish up whatever you have planned on for it now, and this is something you could come back to and just add more games to. You know, whenever you get an idea for games, you can expand your carnival here. Hello, Shark Man. Whoa. There's a hidden NPC next to the Western game. Is that something I can find, or is it hidden for a reason? Ah, this one. Howdy, partner. Whoa. Howdy. They call me the fastest cat in town. How come? Because there ain't no one who can beat my best guns combo of 10. I think you might be right. I didn't get 10. I think my high score was 8. Let's see about that. Okay. 1. No! No! Oh, I'm terrible at this. 2. 3. 1. That's 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. I didn't even get the 6. So you gotta get to round 3 to get 10. Am I correct there? The high score between the first 2 rounds is 9. If I'm counting correctly. One. 2. Oh man, that's hard. 3. 4. 5. No, 6. 7, 8, 9. Oh, I missed that last one. But yeah, there's so much you could do with this. But it's already awesome. Like, if you just finish up what you have planned for this and put it out, it's awesome. It's an awesome game. Yeah, for real. Good stuff. Anybody else got something they want me to check out before I jump back into the editor? There's 6 rounds in the gun game. All right. Unless somebody tells me something else to look at, I'm gonna try this gun game again. I can't be stopping at 2 rounds if there's 6. Oh, already failing miserably. What? Dude, for real, I'm so bad at this. Oh, and they're not always in the exact same space. Is that true? Or I just been remembering wrong? No, why'd I miss that one? Oh man, I'm way too slow for this. Way too slow. Kit Gaming, huge fan. Awesome, man. Awesome. Thank you. What game is that? So this, I mean, it's kind of like a two-tiered question. So this particular game is the Hype Fun Fair from PT Jones, which is not available yet. He's still working on this one. But the game that PT Jones has created this in is HypeHype. It is a game where you can create and share your own games right on a mobile phone or a tablet. We are in early access right now in Finland and the Philippines. So if you live in either of those locations, you can just download this game right now from the App Store or the Google Play Store. If you do not live in one of those two locations and you still want to play, that is still possible. You can get access by going to hypehype.com and filling out a short application for early access. And it usually takes about 1 to 2 days to get those applications processed. It's Gameception. Yeah, that was a game within a game within a game. Amazing. Awesome stuff, PT. Okay, and I guess we got about half an hour left here. So I guess if nobody else wants me to check out something they're working on, then I can go ahead and return to my golf game. Okay, let's turn this on. I also just want to see how the camera is going to react if I put this ball up here. What? This doesn't have... Why doesn't this have physics? Okay, it seems all right there. We need a new fence. Like that, maybe? I think maybe this needs to go one more so that we can back this off a little bit. That's a little better. The one thing I want to avoid here is that you can bypass the ramp. Do something like that. And then I'm going to duplicate this. We're going to come down here. Okay, I want another one of these. And this should be a little bit higher, about there. Maybe a little bit higher still. That seems all right. Then let's do erase. We're not going to use this bridge this time. Just going to fill this in. Okay. Oh man, I was playing that game and it had like music and everything, and now I'm extremely aware of how quiet it is in here while I'm just building away. Okay. I guess we want to bring this just a little more that way, like that. So we want to extend this out. Can we extend it that way too? We can. But I'm seeing now there that I've raised this up, so we have a little bit of a lip we need to eliminate. Okay, and then are we going to be able to fit a fence in here? We might need to do a custom fence here, I'm thinking. Get these a little more evened out with that. Then we can go this way a little bit. Bring this way a little bit. Then I think we don't need that. Boom. Ryan, some of the holes will, but not all of the holes will have a hole-in-one possibility. Some are just going to be too long. I think this one that I'm making right now is probably going to be not have a hole-in-one possibility. I do want to kind of give the possibility for this to go down. Like I want to do an angled side there, actually. So actually, this fence might not be the best. We might need some sort of new object, like a triangle. Sharp triangle. Dupe. Yes, like that. And then let's just do this like 2.5, sure. And then I guess it's going to be, which way was that? Is this going to be 2.5? Yes, okay. And then we'll make this, I don't know, gray. It'll go with the rocks. And then this needs to go down to there. Let's see how this plays. Oh, I bet that triangle's not going to have any physics on it. Whoa, ball went crazy. Okay. This guy, yes, needs physics. And I think this here needs, yes, like that is better. We can move this a little bit this way. And then this one also, dig it. I think probably we'll just extend that out so that it's even. And then this here, erase that. I'm just going to get rid of this whole fence. This is going to be, maybe I can just extend this. That's not bad. As the wall to keep you from cheating. You cheating cheater. We do the same thing here. Whoops. And then maybe this will be a little bit bigger. Let's say 3.5 by 3.5. Oh, it's way too short. That doesn't keep the momentum. Cool Yuan, hello, welcome. Thank you for joining us today. Okay, so I think what we're going to do here is we're going to make this area smaller. So we need to extend this way. Because I really want you to kind of be able to roll down here, ricochet off, and hopefully continue to roll down the other side. Let's just try it like that. Oh! Yeah, it really doesn't carry a whole lot of momentum going down that hill, does it? What if instead of this steep hill, we go to the builder? Let's take the small ramp and scale it up. No, it just really doesn't carry a ton of momentum going down that hill, does it? Chicken, welcome to the stream. Yes, it is a bit late. We've got about 20 minutes left in the stream though, so there's still time. Question from PT Jones. Are you also familiar with the drag turn add-on? My original plan was to use this add-on to control the camera movement in the Western minigame, but I couldn't figure out how to get the vertical movement to work. Let's take a look here, because we have drag and turn here, and we do have some vertical movement going on. I don't know if Potato has customized this at all. It might be that's the case. Let's take a look. Let's find it. So what do we have here? Basically a bunch of math coming out of this touch. So what we're going to have, since this is rotational, this one that's pointing up is going to be the side to side, and actually this one that's going side to side is going to be the turn. So I think one thing to keep in mind with the vertical movement on the drag and turn is that depending on what your camera is set as, it might not care. So the camera has to be, for the drag and turn to work, where's my camera here? The camera needs to be set to, is this fixed, really? I would think that we need to have this be keep behind. Right? Is that being changed by anything? I don't think so. There's no inputs going to it. Now I'm really perplexed because I didn't think that this would work with fixed. Hills of Silence demo. Okay. And how do I use containers? Okay. So 2 questions there. The containers was first, so we're going to look at that one really quickly. So containers, I'm not going to go super in-depth into the complicated side of containers, but we can talk about the easy side of containers. So essentially, a container is the base container, which is container here in type. If you change it to add-on or reusable, it starts to be able to do a lot of extra stuff. But if we're just working with the plain container, it's essentially a way to kind of keep your logic organized. I did do, I think, was it just last week or maybe it was 2 weeks ago here on the stream, I did do a pretty detailed breakdown of containers and the different types of containers. But let's just make a quick example here. So we have a button that does something. Maybe that button is setting off a math operator, and that math operator is sending its value to a compare, and then that compare is maybe is setting off a broadcaster on one thing, and then maybe explosive force, something like that. Just a really quick example. If there's explosive force, there's probably also a particle effect. So we have this logic. I'm not going to bother making all the connections right now. We can just pretend that the connections are there. I have this logic that is now just floating in the game world, right? It's there. We could say, like, you know, I kind of came over here so that I could freely work. But, you know, like if I was building this logic like here closer to where I'm building stuff, those little tiles would now kind of be in my vision as I'm working. So what thing I can do is I can take all of these and I drop them in the container. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Whoops. So they're all in the container now, and then it's just clean, right? So all that logic's still there. It's still doing what I set it up to do, but we don't have to look at it. If we want to see it, we can select the container, and then down here at the bottom, we can hit show, and then it shows us our logic that's in the container. And we can also go into advanced here, and we could add some inputs, some outputs. And what we could do with those is, like, say we want to have some variables here. Like, obviously, we got a math operator. So math operator, math operator is probably going to need at least one that variable value input to go into it. Otherwise, it's just performing the same math all the time. Maybe. Depends on how you set it up. You know, so we could go in the edit redirects here. We're going to say add input. It's going to be a value. And we're going to say math value A. And so now we have that as an input. So we can see here math value A. We can send that into math value A. And we're going to say pass the input value from the input. And now if we want to adjust that value A, we don't even need to open the container anymore. We could just say that value A is coming from a random data source. We can just throw that random value into here. We only have one input, so it's not making us select an input because there's only one input. But if we had more than one there, we would have selected which input we wanted to do. And And so now we can, with the inputs and outputs, we can send values in and out of this container without even opening it. So it's the plain container kind of has two purposes. One is to keep your hype just kind of neat and tidy, keep your things organized. You can also give this a name. Go up here, you name your container. We call this like button logic. And then, 6 months from now, I come back to this hype. I want to edit it. I want to remix it. Somebody else wants to remix it. They can come in and see that, like, oh, okay, the button logic is here. Like if we go under the ground here where Potato has put all his logic, it's quite a lot. But you can see here, each of these is in a container. Some of them are reusable containers or add-on containers. But some of them are just plain containers. Like we have our game logic here. We have the replay recording logic here. UI animations here. So you never have to, well, I wouldn't say you never have to, but it'll help you out a lot if you want to come back to a hype and you don't necessarily remember exactly how you put it together. These labels, which of course are on everything, not just containers. You can put these labels on individual nodes as well. The labels really important to help yourself out if you ever want to edit this again, and also to help out anybody that might want to remix your hype. It's really good to use those labels, and containers help to keep that organization. Why is this not? There we go. Intact. Okay, and then, we got another question here. All right, how much time we got left? 13 minutes. So we're going to check out the Hills of Silence demo and see how Mr. Root Dream made the FPS movement. And then Robert would like me to check out some of his games, King_38. All right, we can do that. Check out at least one or two of your games after we check out this FPS controls. So let's go to, what was it? Hills of Silence. Not Soylence. What? Silence. Am I spelling that? I'm probably spelling that wrong. I'm a terrible speller, by the way. Okay, well, this is probably a remix of it, so we'll just go follow the remix tree here to the original. All right. And then we will hit remix, turn on the logic, and I believe what is going to be going on here is... okay, so what we have here is... this camera is just connected to the player. And then I guess the player has the drag and turn. Usually these characters that, I don't know if it's like this anymore, but it used to be that these characters that had a drag and turn had an invisible box inside of them. I think that might not be the case anymore. That was actually controlling the drag and turn. So actually, I'm not exactly sure how the drag and turn is working these days. Let's bring this up. Drag and turn, edit. We can see, okay, this is basically the same logic that that we had before. So essentially, we have like an invisible character here that we're controlling. Oh, but this doesn't have any vertical movement. We only have horizontal movement here. So, I mean, if you want something more like this, let's see. We got touch X, touch Y. What's going on? Why is the touch Y not doing anything? Because it's here. These are, everything's enabled here. Interesting. I'm honestly not really sure what the deal with that is. Is it turned off there? Okay, well, we can see here now that it's trying to do something when we go Y, but it's just a little bit of vertical movement here. So we're kind of like crouching, and it's like it doesn't really know how to handle that, and it's turning like super easily. But yeah, I think what we have here is, well, the player and the drag and turn are connected because the player is the camera. So it might also be that the player here is got all his angles locked. And I wonder in the player controls if that's happening there as well. All the angles locked. So that's, well, but it's still turning on the Y. Because the movement overrides that, the whatever is being used here for the movement. Which I guess is vector transform or something, just a normal transform. That's rotation. That's the player's rotation. I'm not really sure about that, man. We might need to take that offline and maybe ask some other folks who knows what's up. Okay, so only a few minutes left, so I'm going to go check out King 38. Okay. So what we got here? We got some remixes. I'm going to definitely check out your Hypenoid here. Oh, lost one. Get it? Boom. The last one's always pain, isn't it? All right, what else you got for me in here? Okay, we got this, a remix of this one. I like the shape you're using here instead of the ball. It gives that nice spinny motion. Boom. Hello, hello. Welcome to the stream. Okay. Human pig. What? Okay. Oh, we got another request here from Potato. Can you check out the improved player control in my draft? I still need to organize its logic, but the mechanic is technically done. It's first one in the drafts. It fixes vertical movement too. Okay, okay. Let's swipe through one more King 38's games here. Whoa. I guess this is like an animation. Some massive destruction going on. Very cool. But it doesn't seem I have any inputs. So, nice. There we go. All right, now let's check out. We only got a couple minutes left. I want to see Potato's draft. Potato Chan drafts. First one. And there, I guess that's what you're, is that what you're looking for there, PT? Potato has the juice. Let's take a look. Why did it? Oh, okay, it's there. Okay. We want to see camera rotation. Whoops. Wow. Okay, and Potato's done a bunch of extra work here. You can also make it first person by changing the camera distance in the player to 0. Okay. So as far as technically, I'm not even going to attempt to try and explain what Potato has done here. Potato is a much smarter individual than me. And this is the evidence that I have here in front of me. But yes, he seems to have solved this problem. Let's go look at the player. We can go to the player and then camera settings. What did you say? Can change the camera distance to 0, and then you get FPS. Boom. We can look up, we can look down, we can look around, and then we can run. We cannot go into these buildings because they are solid. But yeah, that's great. Okay. And I think probably that is going to do it for the stream today. Thank you very much, Potato, for that, for showing us that piece of work you did there. Next Level Jam 2 is still in progress. You have one more week to create remixes for the Next Level Jam 2. 10 prizes on the line. 5 for single remixes and 5 for playlists, which is 2 or more remixes. You got a week to go. Make something. Do it. Check out the wiki. There are links in the wiki, on the wiki page for the Next Level Jam 2 that will present you with some templates that you can use to remix for the Next Level Jam. We've picked out a selection of templates, mostly templates that are extremely easy to work with. There's 1 or 2 in there that are going to be a little more difficult. There's 1 in there that's going to be a lot more difficult. It's all the way at the bottom. If you don't want to mess with the hard stuff, just ignore that one all the way at the bottom of the list. Next week on the stream, I will be playing everybody's Next Level remixes. So very much looking forward to that. That is same time, same channels next week. No matter where you are in the world, subtract 2 hours from right now, and that's when the stream starts. Until then, of course, you can find me in the app. I'm at Shogun. You can also find me on the HypeHype Discord and across social medias. On the social medias, I go as just the actual word, J-U-S-T, Shogun. Sometimes there's an underscore, sometimes there's not, depending on what the different platforms will let me do. Until then, big thanks to everybody for coming and hanging out today. Thank you for some awesome questions. I always love looking at questions and trying to figure stuff out with you guys in the editor. Thank you, PT, for the awesome preview of your carnival hype. That's looking really fun. And that's it for the stream today, guys. It's been a blast. Hope you guys have a great rest of your Thursday, awesome Friday, and amazing weekend. I will see you next time. Peace. A creator favorite is back. It's HypeHype's Next Level Jam 2. Remix a new level for your favorite hype for a chance to win one of 10 prizes. Make one remix or many. There are prizes for single hypes and playlists. Submit your remixes by the jam deadline on May 12, 2022. What are you waiting for? Create your next level remix today.